Radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Usually when I think flopping, I think about, the NBA. I think about players like James Harden and LeBron James, people that tend to flop and get foul calls. In the NFL, there are flags. And there were a lot of flags thrown in the first half of the Super Bowl. I'm catching up on the Super Bowl, by the way. I was working, so I didn't really get to watch it. I did notice, I checked the score, and it was, I think, 21-6 at halftime, which was kind of odd. I'm thinking, that it should be a little closer. Something must be going on. Something's happening. I thought, was there an injury? Did, some of the key Chief players get injured or something? I'm like, what is going on? Apparently, like I've told many people in years past, the officials control things like the Super Bowl if they want to and when they want to. Good old holding calls. Good old holding calls. You gotta love them, right? Gotta love them. Here's the thing, right? It's very possible, maybe, just maybe, if it were a fair game, either team might have won this game, right? But if you're playing in a game, and this could be football, this could be basketball, this could be anything where the officials are leaning against you, you kind of get an understanding you're going to lose. You are going to fucking lose because the officials control the game. Football is a game very easily controlled by the officials, right? And I didn't watch the game, so some of you might tell me that there was no chance in hell the Chiefs were winning that game. I got some numbers to give to you, and it's from that first half, right? 5 yards penalized to the Bucks. 95 yards penalized to the Chiefs. And these are some very questionable calls, all right? It's not just, holding calls. This, what you see right here. Mike Evans did a flop job. It's a big flop. Now, there's some problems going on here. The one is the flop. Obviously, the overacting. He fell down and then he actually used his hands to push himself back up to do another flop on barely any contact. Barely any contact. You see the person pursuing him, slightly grace him on the thigh, slightly touch him on the thigh while falling down. It's not like he's grabbing onto him as falling down. No, there's some slight contact. Very, very slight contact. And I think that that hand might have slightly graced that lower right leg also. There were two. I slow-moed it down. The thing is, the official should have been watching him because he's still running. The contact that was made is not anything that caused him to go down. Mike Evans caused himself to go down. Mike Evans dragged his left foot to make it seem like he was grabbed, but the left foot was not what was touched. It was his left hand to the right. Just, take a look at it slow motion. I'll leave a link to, to something so you could, check it for yourselves and everything. The other problem with this is, look at that top right corner. You see that little blurb? That's a football. And that football was nowhere near Mike Evans. Mike Evans could not have got to that overthrown Brady football with fucking rocket boots. All right? So that's what's going on there. The officials basically just, gave that one to the Bucks. And there's another one. I don't have a picture here, but is another key moment in that first half where it looked like Brady was throwing the ball away just to get rid of it because somebody was running to sack him, or maybe he's just, that bad of an overthrower sometime. He basically almost threw this football into the fucking stands, and there was one of his wide receivers or, whoever it was coming from the right side, and there was, again, barely any contact. But there was a pass interference call on that. Barely any contact whatsoever. Barely touches him. And again, same thing. Football, nowhere near the person. So I think that should be a factor, when you have pass interference is the ball anywhere near you, Otherwise, they could just have pass interference on other players nowhere near the fucking football, right? And officiating has a big part to do in Super Bowls with sometimes setting one team up to win versus the other team. Now, second half, maybe it was a little better. Maybe it wasn't as bad. But you know what? You get a bad start. And like I said earlier, the officials send a message to you. We are going to fuck you. There's no point in even trying. We're going to fuck you guys, right? But Brady got his moment. He got his 7th ring. He's a happy man. But I think years down the line, Brady, when he's talking to his friends, maybe when he's an old man, he'd be like, yeah, they kind of gave that 7 ring to me, didn't they? Fucking